Hello, welcome to Footprint. I'm Samuel Atamensa, and on this episode, we continue with our conversation with Bishop Tarkie-Yarboi of the Victory Bible Church International. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we go straight into the different components of the ministry that made it look so attractive to young people back in the day. We'll be right back.
Bishop Ni Apiakai Tarkie-Yarboi is the presiding bishop of the Victory Bible Church International, who has steered the church since its inception. What began as a single congregation in Kokomlemle on the 2nd of June 1985 has blossomed into a global spiritual movement. From its humble beginnings, with a handful of worshippers, Victory Bible Church International now spans 4 continents with 250 sanctuaries worldwide, including 175 branches in Ghana alone. The church's administrative hub employs over 50 permanent staff, supported by hundreds of volunteers, while 30 consecrated bishops oversee its 39 global provinces. Today, he shares the story of his remarkable journey on Footprints.
Welcome back. It's Bishop. It's good to see you again. We are here.
It's my pleasure.
We are not letting you go, crowd.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Victory Bible Church is 40 years. 40 years of church ministry. And it looks so all well together. How many branches do you have?
We have about 300 branches now.
What?
And then we have about 120 out of the country.
No. Hang on. When you say branch, you mean assembly, church?
Yes, church. Before the church, group of churches, then we end up becoming province. And then from province, then we move to regional.
Yeah. So what, you have Victory Bible Church 1, 2, 300 in Ghana?
Yes, in Ghana.
Hey. I thought I knew Victory Bible Church, but I repent.
We have it all over the place.
In every region?
We are yet to break through in the north. We started, but we had to stop.
Okay.
And then when it goes to now that regions have been divided, subdivided even more. So we've gone all the way to Brong Ahafo.
Bono region.
Bono region.
Yeah.
Now that is also being.
Yeah. So you have the Bono, you have Bono East.
We have the Bono,
have
we have the
Ahafo.
Bono Ahafo,
Yeah.
and all that. So we also have to administratively also break the church into all those
But
regions.
that's I must say that's commendable. 300 branches.
Yes.
What does a branch look like? What does it mean to have a branch? What
A
does
branch means sometimes some branches are bigger,
Yeah.
some are smaller.
Yeah.
If you take Ashanti region, where Ashanti region is broken into 2 sectors, so provinces. Then you take, we have Obuasi, then we have New Edibuasi, then we have Ayamfori, we have Dunkwa. Dunkwa is considered to be central region, but in our case, we consider it to be part of the Ashanti province.
Yeah.
So on and on and on, Akokeri. So we have these churches.
So you have
so some are big.
Akrokeri, as in Obuasi Akrokeri.
Yes.
So you have churches.
We have churches dotted in all those areas.
And how do you administer all?
That is why it's broken into
provinces, into regions.
sectors, and then
so you have
into
provincial leadership.
we
and
have
then regional
provincial heads, and then we have regional head, and then we have the sectors. Then before we have the pastors.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so tell me, so where you sit,
Yes.
do you know every pastor by name?
No, I don't know every. I used to know every pastor and out of the country, but now, no. As for now, I don't know every pastor.
AJD.
So now, I'll say, by God's grace, I know some of them, some I don't know.
Wow.
But one of the things I try to do is to pick certain province or sector, go to have service there, and then I spend time
yourself,
to familiarize and to interact with them.
But definitely,
I know all the province.
your administrative structure will know everybody.
Will know everybody, the provinces, you know them. The regional is not too many, so I know them.
Yeah.
I know the provinces. When it comes to the sectors, I think I know majority of them. But when it comes to the pastors, I don't know them. There was a time I used to ordain every pastor, but now it's been the bishops are supposed to be doing that, and then on and on and on. So gradually, I don't know everybody.
But a system is in place.
There's a system in place. We have what we call Church Growth Council.
Right.
So the Church Growth Council is in charge to be sure that church planting, church, the pastors, and we have a human resource.
Right.
We have a human resource that takes care of all our pastors, where pastors, bishops, so the human resource runs parallel to the church growth. Because you could have a good church growth and the focus is on the church, but forget about the humans or the human resource that is doing the work.
Yeah.
So the human resource also has their own meetings to take care of the pastors.
Okay. No, so the expansion project, what was the vision? Was it to increase your footprint in Ghana first, or you did it side by side with the international?
Some of them, quote unquote, I would say, as members are traveling.
Okay.
The international. So they would ask and say, I've traveled into this area. There is no church that I can go comfortably. So can Victory Bible Church come? So that is how come the international churches.
So how many do you have outside of Ghana in terms of with like branches?
Branches, I would say between 100, 120 conservatively. Conservatively. We are more than 100. Because
100 branches outside of Ghana.
Yes, outside of Ghana.
No,
because we have the US, we have
US,
UK,
you have several, right?
We have several, and then UK. But with UK, they have several.
Really?
Because they have what is called like a Bible school.
Yeah.
And so what is done is that they call it lay pastors academy.
Oh, okay.
And our target is we don't want our focus is that every gift, every talent must be deployed. And when you keep too many people in a church, there's bound to be unnecessary conflict. Because sometimes people complain because they want something to do.
Yeah.
So we want to encourage that when the church grows up to a certain limit, multiply the church, not divide the church. Multiply the church and multiply the gifts.
So UK, that's where Bishop Esihene is, right?
That's where Bishop Clement Amankwesini is.
All right.
So he has provinces. He is the regional head. He oversees Asia and Europe.
Wow.
So he has regional, he is the regional, then he has province. So the province we have...
But he operates from London, is that correct?
Oh, he stays, yes, he operates from the UK.
Okay.
Because he stays there with his family, and then we open it up and go in.
Wow.
So they start, they make sure...
100 is
100, including America, then to Dubai.
Oh, you have a church in Dubai?
We have a church in Dubai, pastored by a lady.
Oh, yeah.
We have a church in Dubai, we have a church in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
Abu Dhabi, it's more of they are really conservative. But we have a lady who happened to work there and then said, okay, there's a...
So you have, and this is UAE.
UAE.
UAE, you
Yes.
you get to Dubai.
Yes, so we have a church UAE, we have Dubai, we have Abu Dhabi, and we have Sharjah.
Sharjah is closer to Dubai.
Dubai, yes.
Abu Dhabi, 2 hours from Dubai by driving.
Yes, I've been to Abu Dhabi before, so we drove. Yes,
That's a regular settlement. You see proper houses like you see in Ghana. As for Dubai, you see everything.
Everything is tall, and Dubai land is small.
Oh no! You don't see
So
that.
you see the
In
high
fact, Abu
rise.
Dhabi, you even see trees there.
Abu Dhabi, it's more, as it were.
So they go to church on Fridays.
They go to church on Friday, and interestingly, they fast anytime at all. The Islamic calendar, they are fasting, they fast. And they also fast with us in Ghana from every January.
So they do they use the Islamic calendar,
They
take
use the-
advantage to fast.
to fast.
You are not sure because they don't sell food around.
That could be the matter. I remember one time I went, and then I thought in Ghana when we are fasting, 6 p.m., you're breaking your fast. There you have to depend on the imam.
Yeah.
And then when the imam calls for prayer
Yes.
before you can, and all of a sudden I saw the restaurants come alive.
Yes.
But if you have to eat, you have to eat in your home. You
But
don't
this
have to
is
eat
this is
in public.
impressive. I mean, look, from the corridors of Kokomlemle now
Yes.
you have expanded and you
Yes.
have been consistent. I think for me that's the beautiful part.
But one of the things we emphasize a lot on is that, well, just like Jesus commanded us, the need is obviously, I said, the harvest is plenty, the laborers are few. But we try. When you enter Victory Bible Church, it will slow down a little bit, but when you enter into Victory Bible Church, our target is to turn you into a pastor. As soon as the day you enter, even a first time, and say, this is my first time.
But you don't threaten them.
No,
that if you don't do it,
we
something
don't.
will happen to you. Those things.
One of the things that has helped us is that we attach it to leadership. We've had army officers who used our system of, shepherding or pastoring,
Leadership
filling
training,
your report
ministry,
and all that. They have used it in their offices, and it's been very successful. So the target is to raise you to become a leader.
Wow.
And in raising you to become a leader, then you discover who you are, you discover your own talents and gifts. So that's how come we have raised many leaders.
Still on the international scene, you are also in Germany.
We are Victory Bible Church in Germany, where the growth has not been as radical as I expect, but they are also doing well.
The Germans, they don't go to church.
I think that it's a very tough one for them. I think the what do you call it?
Unless you go to Hamburg, where you have a lot of the Ghanaians.
Then you have a lot of churches, but I've been to some other areas. Sunday, everywhere is quiet. Even the shops, but they won't go out, they won't go to church.
In some of the cities in Germany, this pedestrian culture is not popular.
No.
People are always indoors. You are out, you don't see anybody, but everybody is seeing you.
Everybody is seeing you. Maybe because of the climate, because it's cold.
Oh wow! Let's try London, man. Everybody is out there. And talking about so Bishop Clement, UK, Europe, in some parts of
and
Asia.
And then we have Bishop Elijah overseeing the US.
Oh wow!
Then Canada, United States, and Canada.
Generally North America.
Generally North America.
How many churches do you have in the US now?
US
in North America.
US, I think we have about 25 churches now. That is what we have there.
But you made the thing sound so modest. It's like, we just have 25. Somebody is struggling with one.
In fact,
when they open the church will close.
That is why I say God is faithful, and God has been very helpful. Because we have been with people, they start church and the church collapses, particularly even outside the country. Some of my friends, you would see they make all the effort to help them, but it doesn't stand. But in Victory Bible Church, God has been very helpful. Because you train the person, and then you encourage the person.
So you see, the principle that you espouse, leadership, consistency, purpose-driven mission, and all that. There are some Ghanaian churches, Pentecostal, charismatic churches that have, taken this approach, but they've been met with disastrous outcomes in terms of the people leaving, and I'm talking about pastors leaving and forming competitor churches within the same community, and loads of those stories, and some of the people, you give them a mission, you help them, situate them in a place, and then they go and turn the name of the church and re-register it in their own name. Have you had any such experiences?
Oh, we've had a few. We've had a few, but that's why I have to be grateful to God for my associates. My associates. We have Bishop Elijah, Bishop Clement Amankwesini. It's been a great associate.
Wow.
Personally, to me, it's also been a blessing. Then we have Bishop Elijah, we have Bishop Akon. As much as possible, you have to try to keep the family. You have to have a family concept. If you only go for leadership, you have a problem. But you also have to develop a relationship. And you have to be there for them as much as they are there for you.
Very important.
Very, very key. And I don't play myself above them. I see them as contemporaries.
Wow.
And I'm not the kind that will push myself and always insisting that you should all know that I am the leader. I don't like doing that because it has its own negative effect on them. And then I try to diffuse tension as much as possible. So you diffuse tension. But there was one advice I got from Boboxing. We had a pastor in UK, and then I think there was a lot of tension, and I was so angry, felt that he was not loyal. And then I met Bishop Boboxing that time, and he said, in our culture, people bath not in bathroom the way it is structured here, where we didn't have bathroom within the room, but we bathed outside. And then he told me, he said, if a madman asks you about bathing, you put your dress up, towel, and then he comes to take it and is running away, do you follow him? Who is the mad person now? Because you are following him and you are naked. So from that day, I never will fight over church, never will fight over anything. Because I believe that, if you want to, the only thing I always tell them, tell me. So that I've had occasion, I've gone to a church and said, well, the pastor says he's leaving. And sometimes he's with them. So I tell them, a pastor says he's leaving. He's your pastor, but he doesn't want to work with Victory Bible Church any longer. So those who want to go with him. And when you come to tell me, I'll give you about 3 months. In fact, sometimes 6 months. I used to give people 1 year, think about it, pray about it. Because at the end of the day, it is the lives of people. And sometimes husband and wives, they have their own differences. And I don't like it.
Wow.
Where husband and wife, the husband says, I'm following this pastor. The wife says, I'm following this pastor. And then you create a whole division in the marriage, in the home. So I will always announce, I say, your pastor says, he has told me he wants to leave. And sometimes he started the church. You know him, I don't know him. I mean, I don't know you, you know him. And, I always make this joke. Not a joke, but a serious matter. If I say, imagine I say, I'm leaving Victory Bible Church now. You get to a place, it's not about you. It's become an institution, and people have sacrificed so much. So if I decide that I've had enough, I'm leaving Victory Bible Church, people would say, bye-bye, Bishop Tarkie-Yarboi, see you another time. So we get to a time, it's not about us.
That's good.
We are only, as it were, the people that are seen. But it's more about Jesus Christ.
Wow.
So that is my philosophy. And
Very,
my philosophy
very.
is not about you.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's about Jesus Christ. He brought the people. It's not your preaching that brings the people. And you can imagine, sometimes people think when people are preaching and throwing shades and degrading people, the people are stupid. No. It is God who brought them. And he is the chief shepherd. So it is only his grace that brings people to church.
Bishop, so I would imagine the young pastor who has their church watching or listening to us thinking, what are some of the pitfalls if I want to move and say, have a church in the UK, have a church branch in the US? What were some of the peculiar challenges with UK, for instance, that you want to share?
The peculiar challenges with people like when you go to UK, sometimes somebody going for follow-up, the snow alone, the cold alone will let them change their mind. That you sent me here, and then, so you have to, as much as possible, one, the person, develop relationship with them. Let them become family. That is number one. Pray for them, that God will keep them loyal and faithful. Number three, be sure that you are in touch with them continually. And sometimes you have to deliberately turn a blind eye to trying to impose yourself on them. And when you visit, let the person feel more bigger than even you.
Oh, that's a key one.
Because if you go and you impose, I'm the presiding bishop, I'm the one in charge here. No, let people shine. Because at the end of the day, when they shine, people will point to you.
That's correct.
So there are people who are wanting to let everybody know that I am in charge here. And like I said, maybe in the past, I said, if you are pregnant, you don't have to announce to everybody that you are pregnant. The pregnancy would show. So if God has called you, don't go and impose yourself and fight people over it. With time,
it will show.
It will show that this is the one in charge. So when you go to a church, leadership that I always ask people, if I go into anybody's church and you invite me, I will never, if I preach, you won't know that I have so many pastors that I work with. You won't know that we have churches all over the world. I'll just come to let you shine more than me. Number two, I would ask you, what do you think you have been saying to the church and they have not been able to hear you, that I can borrow you my voice? I can amplify. Because I want the people, you are with them. And maybe a project you are trying to do and you are struggling. I want the people to know that you are their pastor. And it is you, it's about you. It's not about me. So I can go into a church and you won't know me, you won't know what I have. But so I don't bring Victory Bible Church examples to the pulpit.
People, this is Bishop Tarkie-Yarboi and celebrating 40 years of Victory Bible Church International. Now you know, over 300 branches in Ghana, more than 100 branches outside of Ghana, and he hasn't even talked about the collaborations and other partnerships that they have. This is 40 years of impact. We take our next break. When we come back, we want to find out the new order of ministry, social media, how it's impacting on managing congregations. We'll be right back.
You're probably wondering how Ebo got here. Oh, Ebo. You see, Ebo is not a bad guy. He's got plans. Big plans. But there's just one small problem. His wallet didn't get the memo. So he decides to take a shortcut. That was a bad idea. And that's how he found himself sitting across area champion, the great Abu Kayoyo. Let's just say, not every quick fix fixes everything. But with a Stanbic loan, he gets the upgrade he needs and the freedom to actually breathe. With a Stanbic loan, the only thing chasing you are your dreams.
Welcome back. This is Footprint. I am Samuel Atamensa. And today I am so blessed to be hosting Bishop Tarkie-Yarboi of the Victory Bible Church International. And it's because Victory Bible Church International is celebrating 40 years of God's goodness, 40 years of ministry, a ministry that has impacted families, lives, men, women, young people, professionals across board. Bishop, you know, my personal encounter with Victory Bible Church back in the day, and I still have memories, sweet memories of your style of worship, your style of prayer meetings, your general style of fellowship, which was so attractive to young people. Your music ministry, I'll never forget. I don't know how it is now, but back in the day, it was one of the most potent in the system. What was it about your music ministry? What was the agenda?
First of all, God bless us with the men. We had Bishop
you had
Elijah.
the men.
We had the men.
Apologies to
that were
MPP.
We had Bishop Elijah Safro, who spearheaded, and then we have Bishop Asante Albert. Then Bishop Clement was in and out. He was not fully music, but he likes the music, and so very helpful. Then along the line, we studied something which is called the Davidic Tabernacle. Davidic Tabernacle has to do with praise and worship. The emphasis is on praise and worship. And praise and worship, that Moses built a tabernacle. Then David changed it and brought the ark into a tent which was open. And then the only thing they do was praise, worship, praise, worship. And so we learned a lot from that. So we had this praise and worship where you could dance, you could express yourself, and then we have what they would call some songs that were contemporary those times. So we emphasize a lot on that. So we praise and worship, we dance a lot, and then we were more contemporary. We're not singing a lot of local songs those times. We even have a book which we call Victory Praise that we sang out of.
Well, those were doing Maranatha songs,
Maranatha songs, and then a lot of Maranatha songs, and a lot of Bible temple songs during those times.
Yeah, evangelical times.
So that is one of the things that really brought Victory Bible Church out there, our choirs, and then our praise and worship.
But it's also curious that you didn't speak Twi, but most of your pastors were Twi speaking, Equiapim speaking. Reverend Elijah can pray in Equiapim and you fall in love.
It's just... the
chemistry was just there.
Oh, the chemistry was just there. And the chemistry, I would always emphasize, relate with people. Connect with them.
I still remember when Reverend Bishop Elijah did Nyami Kokroko. Oh, man. I still play that song.
Oh, we sang it on the anniversary day. So I think that they called him. He wasn't too sure they wasn't aware. So they called him to come and lead the song, Nyami Kokroko. So during those times, but he's a very gifted when it comes to music. I'm always on their case, and I said, you used to sing, now sing more. But I think that
Reverend Elijah,
they want to give room to other young talents and young gifts, and let them also flow along. But They did very well.
So that was your music ministry, or that
That
still
was,
is the music ministry.
yeah.
And then you also had what we considered a very impactful family life ministry.
Yeah.
I believe Reverend Bishop Akun was involved in that.
Yeah, we have Bishop Cornelius Ajakofi,
Okay.
who was in charge of the family life. But Bishop Akon's own, it's a ministry he doesn't really go out for. When we started, when he's preaching, then he will put it in. He likes more power ministry, miracles, signs, wonder.
Of course.
But
That's
all
an
of it-
Idahosa man, man. He
but
went to
all of a
Idahosa
sudden-
Bible School,
He went
right?
to Idahosa, but
Yeah.
all of a sudden, when he takes up marriage, it just comes.
Naturally,
It just comes naturally. So when you talk to him and say, "This is your area," he would resist and say no. But when he stands and then touches on marriage,
Yeah.
so I think that influence
Oh, wow.
as people know him a lot in that dimension.
That's correct.
And that has really gone a long way to help Victory Bible Church. You see, the way the church was structured was more family oriented.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I always tell people, don't gossip in Victory Bible Church. Because by the time you are gossiping about somebody, only to know that it's a family member and somebody's related. So that has really helped the church when it comes to family.
So 40
orientation.
years, you have been consistent, but the environment has not been consistent. Now there's new media, there's social media, and there's so much going on social media. And I'm talking about people even building churches with the base of social media. How has social media impacted on the ministry of Victory Bible Church?
I would say you always have to find out where the wind is blowing. You have to find out what is going on and then try to adapt. One of the emphasis that I emphasize these days is that know what God is doing. And then Jesus told us that may your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So we are not called to zoom to heaven at once. So you have to know what is happening on the earth and what is happening around you. And we started media very early. If you can remember, you were very helpful and very supportive of our media.
Yeah.
And then you were always, alert. No, Bishop, don't go this direction. Bishop, if you go this direction. And then we took a lot of lessons from there to emphasize on the area of media and how to handle media. So that has been a lot of help.
Wow.
But with social media, taking it and then being sure that we're on the cutting edge, I think we are not there yet. So that is one area. But we don't want social media to be a means by which we are fighting for space and then we are using social media to attack one another.
No.
So we want to use social media for the gospel to reach out and to get out to many people.
All right.
And one of the things we try to do in Victory Bible Church is not to promote ourselves, but to let the name of Jesus be seen and then use the young people to let them know that, look, if you promote yourself, very soon people will forget you. So let Jesus be exalted and everything will follow. But the way social media it's going now.
No, so technically, people are using YouTube, X, Instagram to broadcast their church services. Do you do that yourself?
We do that.
Yeah.
We're always on social media. But I think very soon we try going international. We have lagged behind a little bit because we translate the language. But very soon we look forward that We would have the local,
Okay.
and then we'll have the
English
English,
speaking, yeah.
and then even French.
Okay.
Have the international brand that should go for the social media. But we use social media a lot. And then we have, in fact, within us, we have, I do what we call Reading My Bible Again. Reading My Bible Again has to deal with doctrines, has to deal with what is the cutting edge as we read our Bible. And then Bishop Clement has also what he calls restful living. And then Bishop Akon. So all of us are on the front of social media to promote the gospel. That is
Now
what
there are, and we are actually delving into some of these current issues. There are some ministries that are actually domiciled on social media. They are driven by social media. How is that impacting, your congregation? So like somebody is here, a member, but they are whole quote and unquote loyal to a social media church, and and all that. I want to know whether it's disturbing the equilibrium in any way.
One way I forgot to mention it, we also have what is called City on the Hill. And that is basically social media.
What is it about?
The City on the Hill tries to reach out with what we share here, but taking, because there are people who are in some areas that they can't go to church. So social media has come to help.
So these are the channels through which you reach out.
The channels
but there are these prayer campaigns. Let me just go straight to the point. There are all these prayer campaigns which are branded with all the names I don't want to mention.
I think there's very little you can do. I've realized that sometimes when you try to blast, if I will use the word, or try to undermine, you will lose your members because they have become loyal. They have become committed to them. So set them what they need. Set them what is relevant for them.
And let the chips fall where they may.
Let the chips fall where they may. Because there are people, I always say this, sometimes people are so much in need. You can't meet all their needs. I say it when people...
I think that is great wisdom.
I always tell, there are people who are with you in a prayer meeting and you are addressing this dimension. You will not address a certain need. So when they leave you, they are going to prayer meeting somewhere. Don't blast them. Because they are, what is driving them?
Charlie, I pray most pastors will have this wisdom. Because all the pastors, they will curse you. They will curse you. We have been seeing you on this thing.
There's very little you can do because you can't meet everybody's need. And people are driven by need. And Jesus even said, they said, we saw one casting out demon in your name. We said, leave them. Anybody that is not against me is for me. Let them do whatever. So there's very little you can do. Because if you provide, in fact, church as it is, we are also providing services.
Of course.
And be sure that you are meeting the needs of people. And when you meet their needs, you can't meet all their needs. So there are places they will go. Don't fight them. Because what is driving them is their need. And so to surprise you, that you build up to a certain level, somebody continues. And the day the person is giving testimony, it's the same God. And the person will say, I used to pray here, I went here, and at the end of the day, my needs are met. But some are so self-centered that they want their names to be mentioned. I would even say, you think this will help you? So somebody who is sick, the Bible says that to the bitter soul, anything, to the angry soul, anything bitter is sweet. So he's so much in need, and then he thinks here will solve the problem, here will solve the problem. Be sure that he doesn't go to a place where he'll be destroyed. Protect the person. But sometimes the pastor is going to be prayed for. I can even pick up a phone and call that pastor and say, my child has this need, my daughter has this need. I mean, during our early
Although I can
times,
tell you for free, there are not many pastors like you. Because a lot of the pastors say, hey, no, you are going somewhere else. We don't like that. Yeah.
oh, it's really unfortunate. God in his wisdom didn't put all gifts into one person. So encourage your members. You encourage them to be committed, to be dedicated. But when they get to a certain place where they have needs, they don't care. They won't even listen to you. And you can't put a leash on them and say, go here, you didn't go here. Be sure they are loyal, they are committed, they are dedicated, and be sure that you are meeting them at where they have a problem as much as possible.
Bishop, this is not something that's in the script, but I think I should still ask you. The emergence of professional prophets. And I say professional prophets, they give word of knowledge and all that thing, mixed up everything, and is for some it's even commercial. What is your own, first of all, understanding of the prophetic ministry, and what do you make of what is going on?
The prophetic ministry is part of the gifts that Jesus gave to the church. So there is no denial that prophetic ministry is good, is needed. But false prophets have been there since the beginning. They have been there, and they will be with us.
Have you met anybody who described themselves as false prophets before?
No, except before God. So you never meet anybody who will describe himself. But if you are doing it for money, because we have Balaam, who Balak called, and he was even if he was a godly prophet, the money, and sometimes the money.
So what, they charge money?
Oh yeah, because Balaam said, even if you give me this amount, I won't come. He's giving you a price tag. So eventually he went, and then God passed the judgment. So as it is, nobody will say it's a false prophet. It is God who will be able to determine.
Yeah.
The Bible says that if a man's rise or fall, he falls to his Lord. That is biblically speaking. But the Bible also tells us by their fruit you will know them. So find out if the person is really bearing fruit, what is doing. Then the other thing, we are commanded, all of us, once you read the Bible, to judge prophecy. It said that let other 2 or 3 prophesy and let the others judge. So even if you are judging the person's prophecy and say, you said this, you said that, and balancing it to scripture, and he gets angry, then know that you're on a dangerous ground.
So your understanding of this wholesale utterances of word of knowledge and directions, I want to know where you place it in the contemporary church.
First of all, biblically, the Bible says that when you prophesy, you must exhort, you must comfort, and you must edify.
Yeah. But those who give word of knowledge, specific word of knowledge.
And say somebody will die, this will happen, this will happen. I think that we need a lot of tact and wisdom. Because if you start prophesying, this person will win the election, this person will do this, I think it is on a very slippery ground. Because what happens is,
But Bishop, not to cut you, but if we are organizing elections, God knows that there's a system to organize elections. So why do you think God will go ahead of himself to let somebody know who's going to win the election?
I think that sometimes we have mixed up the Old Testament prophetic ministry, where the Old Testament prophetic ministry is specifically towards kings.
Okay.
So this king, like David, has his prophets that minister to him. So they're a group of prophets. But the one we have these days, what is happening contemporary is where one person start prophesying. Because the Bible tells us clearly, let the others prophesy, one or two, and let the others judge. But they won't even give you the opportunity to judge because they go to social media and they are prophesying. But it's your responsibility when you prophesy to let others, so as it were, find group of prophets, compare your notes with them, tell them, this is what God has told me. And then what is God also telling them? But it is no more allowed. The person has pronounced himself. He is saying what God has told him to say.
And at times they debate people with it.
They really debate and say, if I don't, then I am no longer a prophet. Then God has not sent me. But they should wait and see when one day, because we don't have a closed theism. When we say closed theism, it means it is closed. You have prophesied and it is closed. No, God is open. And somebody could pray. Remember, there's a king. His name is Ezekiel. And then Isaiah went to tell him, put your house in order, you will die. And when Isaiah left, he turned himself to the wall and prayed to God. So the person you say he will not win the election, he starts praying, talking to God. And then God changes the whole thing. So we behave as if God is predetermined. It's written in stone. No, that is not the God I know.
Okay, so we will take a short break. Now, when we come back, there's something I'd like to take from you. If you had a group of young pastors who are exiting the Bible school, and Bishop Tarkie-Yarboi, you have to advise them on this prophetic ministry and how they should conduct themselves, how would you do it? We'll be right back.
You're probably wondering how Ebo got here. Oh, Ebo. You see, Ebo is not a bad guy. He's got plans. Big plans. But there's just one small problem. His wallet didn't get the memo. So he decides to take a shortcut. That was a bad idea. And that's how he found himself sitting across area champion, the great Abu Kayoyo. Let's just say, not every quick fix fixes everything. But with a Stanbic loan, he gets the upgrade he needs and the freedom to actually breathe. With a Stanbic loan, the only thing chasing you are your dreams.
Welcome back. This is Footprint, and I have the pleasure of hosting Bishop Tarkie-Yarboi, Victory Bible Church International. There's power in it, Charlie. When I hear Victory Bible, Charlie, victory, baby, victory. Bishop, so you have a group of young graduates from a Bible school going into full-time ministry. You want to advise them about this, the current state of, prophetic ministry. The prophet said this. One prophet is on some radio station arguing with people about if God will do power all these things. So how are you going to advise them?
Don't build your church. Don't lead your church by only one gift. That is why God in his wisdom gave us all kinds of gifts. And we even call them the fivefold. So you'll be off balance when you build your church by the prophetic. Don't only build your church with the prophetic. Use the teaching, use the evangelist model, use the apostolic model. And in the early church, and even still, Church of Pentecost has it, I don't know whether they use that model, where they call it elders, and they have a presiding
they still do.
elder.
They still do, yeah.
So it makes you balance.
All right.
So if you're a prophet, wonderful. But if you build the church around only the prophetic, what will happen is that the church will tilt towards one side, and there would be a people that are imbalanced. So be sure that you build it around all the gifts. If you build it around particularly the prophetic, there will come a time when the emphasis will shift. And when the emphasis shifts...
How about those, all they know is the prophetic?
Oh no, it's not only the prophetic they know. They have oriented themselves that way to major on the prophetic. And they are using the prophet to attract people. But there will come a time when the prophetic, because there will be another gift emphasis. There'll be always, because you don't only live one.
In terms of a dispensation.
In terms of dispensation and what God is doing.
Yeah.
So be sure that you are well balanced.
All right. So tell me, we've had a lot of debates. I think this sounds like a broken record. We have a lot of debates about tithing in contemporary churches. The issue of tithe. Is it Old Testament? Is it New Testament? Is it still relevant? Why don't you just tell people to contribute to the church and all that? What's the situation?
The situation about tithing is that it is covenantal. It is covenant. One of the challenges about the church is that there are people who have discarded the Old Testament. And that is what is causing the problem. But the Old Testament, you can never do away with it. Because God called Abraham. And then when you come into the New Testament, it says everybody that is in Christ is the seed of Abraham. So once you want to do away with the Abraham covenant, then that is where we tend to have problems. So it's a covenant. But when we make it into law and grace, and the Bible itself was never divided into law and grace. It's more God deals with people based on covenant. So let's go to covenant. So when you are giving based on covenant.
No, I'm talking about tithe.
Tithe is a matter of covenant because Abraham gave tithe.
So what does it mean to me? So it's a covenant. So what should I do? I should pay the tithe?
We are paying tithe as a covenant. You are not doing it based on law.
Yes.
You see, if you are married, I'm married, we stay with our wives based on covenant. Then the law comes in to protect in case somebody goes wayward. And then you have bought property and all that. You can't be talking covenant. So what happens is that the law comes in to protect the husband and wife and the children and on, properties and all that. So law as it is, to the Hebrew mindset, it's covenant. But we see law as it is, the law has been done away with. And now we are moving with grace. That is where the problem comes in. So when you are giving as a result of covenant. You are giving as a result of relationship.
Okay. So if somebody says, I don't pay tithe, what does that mean?
Well, he chooses not to pay tithe. It is his decision, which I won't condemn the person.
Okay.
I would never condemn
But you would
anybody.
encourage.
But I will encourage the person because it's your commitment to God and your relationship with him based on covenant. But when somebody feels that it is an imposition and it is manipulation, that is where people fight.
But where the person, so you have somebody in your church who gives to the church. I mean, they give. Church needs a new keyboard, they pay for it. Church is doing this, they pay for it. But this person says, look, I'm not into tithing. I am into helping the church.
What the person is trying to say is that I'm not legalistic. I don't want my name to be mentioned. It's me and my God. It is still giving.
Wow.
And it is as it were.
Because a lot of the pastors, they are saying something else.
Whatever they are saying, because we have done this for 40 years.
Of course.
And we are not as well tying people's hands.
Wow.
And when people do things out of love, out of genuineness, they are more committed than somebody who does it as a matter of legalism.
Yeah.
Because it's not legalistic.
Wow.
I mean, there are things you do for your family. And if you are going to do it by law, take pen and paper, you never do. But you are persuaded. What drives you is love. And so you can't love God without, in fact, you can't love without giving. So if you want to say, oh, I don't want it to be, and I don't want my left hand to know what my right hand is doing, it's between you and God.
So this is a new gospel. And people, they are saying something else.
But sometimes we want to impose things on people. They will fight back.
I know. I think, look, I love your understanding and the way you put it in context. You know, it's a kind of, you know, he's the man that he hasn't preached to you, but when you are sinning and you see him, you run away.
Because sin itself makes you run away.
Yeah.
The person is already under condemnation.
No, the other day, Adam was running away. The other day, he was running away.
He was running away. And unfortunately, we have made God into a caricature. One of the things I don't like about God is for us to paint him as if he's a caricature. No. Because God himself has a problem. God is so holy, his holiness drives people and kills people.
Although we have a few minutes. 40 years of Victory Bible Church. What is your message?
My message, one, is that God is faithful. Two, God doesn't come from the skies to come and work. He uses people. And so for everybody that has been with me, that has stayed with Victory Bible Church, I want to say thank you. I want to say God bless you. Then for those who have been in and out, they have been in, they did their work, and then they continued somewhere, or God took them somewhere. I also want to say we have not forgotten you, and we are very grateful for the role you played to bring Victory Bible Church to where it is. And for those who are working, and nobody sees you, I want you to know God sees you, and we appreciate you. For some, as we are celebrating, nobody mentioned your name, nobody called you. And sometimes those who really work hard are behind the scenes. I want to say, God richly bless you. And I want to say to you, your role in Victory Bible Church.
Thank you.
He has played a lot of role. Sometimes people have gone wayward. Sometimes people who have made wrong decisions, he speaks to them, and then they would tell me, if it were not to be Samuel Atamensa, and then he would say, he spoke to me and he convinced me. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
God richly bless you. And thank you for the opportunity.
People, 40 years of Victory Bible Church, 40 years of ministry, 40 years of grace-filled, purposeful ministry. Thank you. And thanks for joining us. This has been Footprints. I'm Samuel Atamensa. Catch you next week.